actress and author Jenny Mollen joins Ryan at the co-host desk. All that's on Live. And now here are Ryan Seacrest and Jenny Mollen.
Welcome back. Come on around. Hello, Deja Vu. There you are.
Oh, it's swivel. It's so nice. It's a swivel seat. Hey, hey. Oh, God.
Hello, Deja Vu. There you are. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, Ryan. Good to see you, Jenny.
Good to see you.
It is Monday, April 3rd. Filling in for Kelly today is Jenny Mollen. So did you sleep? Were you so excited last night? You were coming in. You probably didn't sleep much.
Well, I took a melatonin to knock myself unconscious.
Yeah, does that work for you?
That works, yeah.
And do you drink coffee when you wake up?
I do. I have to.
What kind of coffee? Like black?
Just black.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It can't be strong enough.
No, it can't be strong enough.
But I stopped by the time we're here, so don't worry.
Okay.
Okay? I've had
There's
several cups
water
already.
here?
This is strange. I just want you to know.
You have 2 cups
There's
of water.
2 cups of water. There's water and more water. Are you trying to sell both versions?
Ryan?
You know, there's a lot of these left to sell.
We have 2 coffee cups, 2 different sizes, and both the coffee cups are filled with water. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, and we have 2 coffee cups, and there's water in them. Do we need to specifically request coffee to go in the coffee cups? Are there anywhere in the back? Are there water bottles filled with hot coffee, just melting the plastic?
You probably didn't sleep much.
Well, I took a melatonin to knock myself unconscious.
Yeah, does that work for you?
That works, yeah.
And do you drink coffee when you wake up?
I do. I have to.
What kind of coffee? Like black?
Just black.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It can't be strong enough.
No, it can't be strong enough.
But I stopped by the time we're here, so don't worry.
Okay.
Okay? I've had several
There's
cups
water
already.
here?
This is strange. I just want you to know.
You have 2 cups
There's
of
2
water.
cups of water. There's water and more water. Are you trying to sell both versions?
Ryan?
You know, there's a lot of these left to sell.
Art get
To sell. Just give them away. Fucking cheap asses.
I just want you to know.
You have 2 cups of
Just
water.
fucking sell them.
There's water and more water. Are you trying to sell both versions?
Ryan?
You know, there's a lot of these left to sell.
Art gets a little kickback from these.
Okay, got it.
So he's trying to sell all
He's trying to
formats.
pitch you. You know, you need the latte cup. You need the regular black
And
cup.
by the way, down in the cage, there's plenty of inventory, okay? There's enough down there. So catch me up. How are you? You had
I'm
spring
great.
break with
yeah,
the
we
kids?
just got back from spring break. My son actually is off this week as well.
Okay.
Which, I thought about bringing him. I was like, do I bring him? I do want to impress him. I do want him to think I have a cool job. But
Right.
I knew that if you guys met him,
Oh, you bring him here.
I
as
would
a
be
cool
out
job.
of a job. If you met him,
Really? Why? I'm great.
He's very entertaining. He could definitely handle this. The only difference between us is that I know that your name is Ryan Seacrest, and he thinks that your name is Brian Sequest.
Sequest. Well, I was
But I
called.
want to keep it that way. I need the competitive edge. I didn't know how you would feel
You
about
want to
that.
score on that? No,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I've been called a Seagrave, Sequest, Seabird, Seagull.
But Sequest is fun, especially like with a 9-year-old.
You want to make sure you could always hold on to that secret until he's like the movie Quick Change with Bill Murray. We could have been across the other end of the world and we would have gotten away with it. And as long as they knew we were still in the bank, we could have been all over and they would have known we were in the bank, but you honked the horn, right? She wants to, in her life, man, if that kid could be 40 years old and she'll be like this 65-year-old grandma or, mother and say, you know what? His name isn't even Brian Seacrest. It's Ryan Seacrest. And you got it wrong all this time. She wants him to be wrong as long as he possibly can. So then she could rub it in his face to make sure she still stabilizes her position of power and says, hey, you're not so smart, buddy. I know you just graduated from college, but it's not Brian Seacrest. It's Ryan Seacrest. So just remember, you're never going to be as smart as mom because I know people's real names and you don't.
Community, I think you can really kill it.
Really?
Ryan Seacrest is you're like an action hero.
I could be a camp counselor. I could sing some song.
Why would Seacrest make you think you're a camp counselor?
definitely handle this. The only difference between us is that I know that your name is Ryan Seacrest, and he thinks that your name is Brian Seacrest.
Sequest. Well, I was
But I
called.
want to keep it that way. I need the competitive edge. I didn't know how you would feel
You
about
want to
that.
score on that? No,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I've been called a Seagrave, Sequest, Seabird, Seagull.
But Sequest is fun, especially like with the 9-year-old community. I think you can
am I
really
big in
kill
the
it.
really?
Ryan Sequest is you're like an action hero.
I could be a camp counselor. I could sing some songs.
Truly.
We could do a little stage. Like,
Yeah.
do they do? What do you do? The talent show. We could put on a talent show.
Oh, you
for
could
the
do a
kids.
full-blown talent show.
So you must be very relaxed after spring break with the kids.
You would think, but I'm a millennial parent. I'm not like, my mom where it was like the disengaged parent who could just lay on the beach all day and sunbathe.
Of course.
Yeah,
Well,
I
my
mean,
mom didn't really sunbathe,
what
but
did you
she
have?
didn't. We didn't do a lot of things like spring break. I'll tell you what we did. We would pack the Volvo station wagon at
Yes.
4 a.m. to beat traffic to get out of Atlanta, to drive 6 hours to get to the panhandle of Florida with the luggage rack on top. One stop, Hardee's for biscuits.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was it.
That sounds lovely.
I mean, yeah.
Just for biscuits. Like, what happens if you wanted some French fries? Would they make you like get out and do push-ups or
Seagull.
something?
But Sequest is fun, especially like with the 9-year-old
Just for
community.
biscuits. Stop at Hardee's and would you just get 12 biscuits and you just sit there and eat biscuits on the ride? That had to be a mother thing. Your mother must have craved biscuits to put up with your dad or something.
Relaxed after spring break with the kids.
You would think, but I'm a millennial parent. I'm not like, my mom where it was like the disengaged parent who could just lay on the beach all day and sunbathe.
Of course.
Yeah,
Well,
I
my
mean,
mom didn't really sunbathe,
what
but
did
they
you
didn't. We didn't do a lot of things like spring break. I'll tell you what we did. We would pack the Volvo station wagon at
Yes.
4 a.m. to beat traffic to get out of Atlanta, to drive 6 hours to get to the panhandle of Florida with the luggage rack on top. One stop, Hardee's for biscuits.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was it.
That sounds lovely.
yeah, it
No
was very-
iPad.
No, I think we played I Spy. I Spy something
Spy.
blue. It's the sky.
For 6 hours.
For 6 hours. I Spy a green sign. Yeah, me too, Mom. So what do you?
My spring break is my kid telling me to get into the pool. Hurry up and get in the pool.
That's funny. Green sign. I spy a green sign. They're all green signs. The exit sign's green. The direction sign is green. Now leaving Las Vegas, green. Entering Nashville, green. You're leaving, 15 miles to Jacksonville, green. It's all green. We all see green signs. But the Oasis sign is blue. So if you say blue sign, it's the Oasis sign. Fuckers outside.
A green sign. Yeah, me too, Mom. So what do you?
My spring break is my kid telling me to get into the pool. Hurry up and get in the pool. And if I don't, I'll say, Sid, my mom never got in the pool. And then he says, I don't want to hear about your childhood. I said, hurry up.
Wow.
And so then it's it's just I'm writing on him hand and foot.
Isn't JB helpful?
He's so helpful, but he's like the
Her husband, Jason.
He's like the sunscreen police. He's
Okay.
constantly spraying everybody down with sunscreen.
That's good. He's being.
But he's burned at the end because I'm tasked with watching his shoulders, and he's like, Jenny, you said they were fine, but they're always fine
Yeah.
during the day. It's at night when you realize, oh, maybe I should have put something on you.
Maybe you should just put sunscreen on before you go outside every fucking day. It's 12 o'clock. You're going to go outside. You go outside at 12:05, put sunscreen on. Don't say, you know what? Let's go an hour without no sunscreen and then pay attention because you're going to look and they're going to be fine. And then at 2 hours, they'll be fine. And you know how you're going to tell they're not fine is when they look red. But when they look red, it's too late. It's not like, ooh, they're red. Now let's put the sunscreen on. It's too late. The sunscreen does not get rid of sunburn. The sunscreen prevents it. And you can't sit there and tell someone it's time to prevent sunburn. And the one key thing you're looking at to tell you when it's time to prevent sunburn is when you see the sunburn. Jesus. It's like a dentist sticking a drill in. Let me know if I've gone too far. Is this too far? Is this too far? Is this too far? Oh, yeah. How can you tell? Well, there's blood coming out. Thanks. All right. Well, now we know not to do that next time. But we're going to do it again next time, right?
And where does everybody sleep when you guys are on spring break?
So we had this casita where we had like a rollaway bed and then a little couch. I thought, these are compact children.
Mom, did you hear that, Dad? A casita.
We had a casita. These kids have no idea. And no, we all slept in one king bed. Where I was on one side, Jason was on the other. The children were sort of like the burrito stuffing in the middle.
Can you sleep?
I slept fine. Jason claims that he still hasn't slept.
So I don't have a lot of experience with kids, but I have a niece, Flora. When we go on a vacation, she'll sneak into my room and she'll sleep with us. And then it's kind of great. About 3 a.m, she's like, pushing me, and I'll. Kids, but I have a niece, Flora. When we go on a vacation, she'll sneak into my room and she'll sleep with us. And then it's kind of great. About 3 a.m, she's like pushing me. And I'll wake up. Is everything right? She goes, I'm hungry. I'm like, me too. What do you want? She's like, I want a quesadilla. Me too. So I'm so excited because generally I don't wake up and make a quesadilla for myself.
But then you'll do it.
I go down, I do it. I come back, she's dead asleep.
But you know what's fun with her is you get to give her back. What if
Yes,
it
I
never
do. I do
stops?
return. I do
Ryan,
return her.
what
in
if
the
it
morning.
never ends?
Yeah.
This is never ending.
Do they
the
order-
snacks, the treats?
do
Like
they,
my
like-
treat was for my mom was like I'd get like a hot tuna sandwich that she made for the beach the day before. Maybe the foam off of her Coors Light. Like that was a treat. That was what I was dining on as a child.
Do the kids like abuse privileges? Do they order room service or take from the minibar, the candy, or anything like
Oh,
that?
they think it's all free, Ryan. He's like, what would I need money for?
Right.
That's the question. That's
What do
what
they order? What did they call down and order?
they want the pancakes from home. So he will
do they
call
serve
and be
those
like,
at the casino?
I want the pancakes from home. These are not those. It's just, it's endless.
When we would stay
What are the-
at a.
What are the pancakes at home? Do you use frozen pancakes like out of a box that you just put in the microwave or the toaster oven? And when you order from like room service, they're like homemade pancakes that a chef makes from scratch. He's like, I don't like these. And it's like, are you kidding me? These are like $18 pancakes that a chef made from scratch with real ingredients. It's like, no, I want the ones that cost like, 5 cents from the box that, you just put in the microwave for 5 seconds. It's like you get a homemade mac and cheese. You get this gourmet mac and cheese that a chef made with this artisanal cheese sauce he made from scratch. And like, no, I want the stuff with the powder. And it's like, screw you. I get it, Jenny Mollen. Fuck these kids.
Are not those. It's just, it's endless.
When we would stay at a Sheraton when we go to Pennsylvania in the summertime. The other trip with the luggage carrier, it was a 12-hour trip. So we stop at this Sheraton. Yeah, it was a lot of I Spy. And I was very excited about the Sheraton because I like the soap and I like the shampoos. And I felt like it was like we're in a hotel. Doors were on the outside. So it was like more of a motel. But there was a minibar, and my parents were so strict with the candy inside the minibar.
Yes,
so they taught me, like, they're normally this price, but in the minibar, they're this price.
Yes.
And all I wanted were the peanut M&Ms. That's all I wanted. So to this day, now when I travel on my own,
You rip them out of the minibar
I don't even eat them, but I take them as a souvenir. And I have a closet, 5 cage full of peanut M&Ms from
You
minibars.
deserve them.
Thank you.
My kids.
So you go to a hotel and you pay $8 for a bag of M&Ms that you're never going to eat. I like it. I like that. That's great. Me too. I like that. I love it.
Rip them out of the minibar.
I don't even eat them, but I take them
Take them out.
as a souvenir. And I
Now
have
they
a
got
closet,
peanut butter
5
M&Ms.
cage full of peanut M&Ms from
I
minibars.
love that.
Thank you.
My kids with the as far as like the things on vacation we're buying, it's like they'll find the tchotchkes at the beach or the airport, and he's like, Mom, why can't I have this stone that he's going to lose within 10 seconds? and he's like, the man said it was only $100. I'm like,
What's
you're not getting it. Put it back.
very smart kids, I will tell you that. All right, so let's see. Now, I got a couple things here. This was brought to my attention. Have you ever heard of these meetups that people have around town? They get together and they meet up if they have a common denominator, something in common. In this case, they have a common name. And there are these signs posted. Where's the sign here? There are these signs posted around New York City. Say, is your name Ryan? You want to meet other Ryans?
Yeah,
Stop it.
We found these, really.
This is a real deal.
Yeah.
They're
You
kinda-
guys, this is definitely a trap. They are definitely trying to murder you. For sure.
Really?
Ryan, you're a child of the 80s, no? I mean, like, didn't you watch any after-school special where, like, you knew you were going to be, like, kidnapped, murdered, taken, sold?
So you think this is a citywide plot to kill me?
Yes, Ryan. I would never
It's a very
ever
public-
sign
it's a very
saying,
public
"Are you
campaign.
Jenny? I'm looking for you."
I don't know.
No.
So I keep getting messages, Ryan. Are you behind this? Is this like a ground roots marketing campaign for the show? And
That would be kind of fun, though.
So-
if you did do that,
I mean, it would be right. Come meet Floaty, who is over here, leaned back in the chair there. Floaty. He sends me this. I'm just going to show you. This is the text exchange. He sends this to me, and he says, "This feels go back tight. This feels a little desperate, but I hope you have fun." I don't know what to say. I say, "OMGs," and then he says, "You never see Floaty doing anything like that." I say, "Not yet," and he says, "Fair. I didn't realize you call yourself Floaty in your text messages," which stood out to me.
So researched it, yeah.
So Gelman, of course, showed up as me and lived through it. But I guess here's what he found out: that it is there's almost 1,300 members.
Okay.
They meet up in Brooklyn.
Okay.
There's your first name has to be Ryan. Do not join if your name is not Ryan, and please no Brian's allowed.
I love that.
Like they get very testy if there's a Brian there, you know.
What if your name is Ryan, R-I-N-E, like Ryan Sandberg? You know, and if Gelman got in, they're not checking ID. So obviously, how do you know that any of those 1,300 guys' name isn't Ryan? You know, did he say, "Well, I'm Gelman, but my name's Ryan"? Or what is his name? Michael Gelman, but my middle name's Ryan, but it's not on my ID in case someone steals it. I don't want them to steal my identity. I wonder if Ryan Sandberg went, would they accept him? And if they did, would it be because it sounds like Ryan or because he's a baseball Hall of Famer? And then what if another guy named Ryan came in that was unemployed? Would they accept him? And what if he carried an autographed baseball with Ryan Sandberg's autograph on it? These are things to think about. Come on. Hashtag YouTube.
I love that.
Like they get very testy if there's a Brian there, you know, especially with an IAN Brian. Keep up with current Ryan affairs. So
The Ryan Society.
yeah, never heard of it, but
Wow.
good luck to you guys. And
You might, maybe they'll give you like an honorary something.
yeah, I mean, it is my real name.
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
So,
I'm liking this.
good luck with the meeting this week. You know?
All right, so let's see. I want to talk to you about something. Have you ever suspected that someone is telling you a lie right to your face?
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, around here all the time. Great show.
Great show, right?
Well, experts have explained that the way to tell if someone is lying is whether or not they're blinking, and not just when they're telling you the lie. Basically, their brain can't function as they're delivering the information. So
So they
they'll
blink.
no, they're going to work really hard to keep their eyes straight, but then
That's
after the
enough.
fact, they're going to start blinking. So it's the lie that comes. It's you can tell after they've told
The
the lie.
blink comes
Okay,
after
well,
the lie.
Let me just try it on you.
Okay. You're gonna
Okay.
lie to me?
Yes.
Well, they just told me the truth.
No, I'm gonna tell you two things right now.
Oh, I'm gonna guess.
So one is I've been surfing my whole
You
life.
just blinked.
Okay.
Or you blinked again.
No, you can continue. Just keep
Wait
up
till the
your
other
song.
one.
Wait for the second
Oh.
one.
She's
I don't know
doing
how to
it
play.
wrong. She's fucking doing it wrong. She can't say, "Here, watch me." When you blink, you're supposed to lie. So I'm going to tell you two things and see if I blink. But she can control her blinking. She's doing it wrong. She has to ask him, "Look, I'm going to ask you two questions, right? Where she doesn't know the truth, and then she's supposed to guess if he's lying based on that. Don't say, 'Tell me two stories,' because then he'll know which one is the lie. So he could sit there and say, if he didn't go surfing, he could say, 'I used to go surfing,' and then purposely just keep his eyes open. It doesn't work. She would have to ask him something like, something she knows about him. So it's like, hey, did you, and then you have to trust him. So like when you were in college, did you ever drink beer under the age of 16? And he would say yes or no. Or it's like, what was the first type of wine? How old are you the first time you drank like a whole glass of wine? Not like a sip or a taste, but you actually poured a full glass and drank. And then he'll tell the truth or lie. And then she'll guess and he'll have to be honest and say like, how did you know I was telling the truth? Because you're blinking. But you can't sit there and say, I'm going to tell you two things and you tell me, because then she has the power to kind of subconsciously keep her eyes open. You know what I mean? It's not, she's doing it wrong. He should be like, Jenny, you're doing it wrong. You can't tell me two stories where you know which one's the truth, and you can also control your blinking. You have to do this test correctly. You have to ask me questions that only I know the answer to, and then I have to answer them, and then you have to tell whether I'm lying or not. You're doing it wrong. Gosh. She's like, huh? What? She's totally doing it wrong. If this isn't an audition, because Kelly's never going,
Okay.
right?
Reblink again.
No, you can continue. Just keep
Wait
that
till
to
the
yourself.
other.
Wait for the second one.
I don't know how to play.
I'm an advanced open water scuba diver.
Oh, you're for sure that. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
See,
you didn't blink. Is that right?
It worked.
I didn't blink, but you blink. So basically, when you're lying,
But you can control
say
your
whatever
blinking.
It is, right? You're focused, and then your eyes freak out that you lied, so they start blinking.
I do want to point out your
Oh my gosh. So basically, the first thing was a lie. And the first thing was a lie. So she's supposed to keep her eyes open and then blink afterwards. But she did that on purpose. How do you know she's not doing that on purpose? This is bullshit.
like they get very.
This is bullshit.
To you guys and I.
Yeah. You might. Maybe they'll give you like an honorary something.
Yeah, I mean it is my real name.
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest. Seacrest.
I'm liking this.
Good luck with the meeting this week. You know?
All right, so let's see. I want to talk to you about something. Have you ever suspected that someone is telling you a lie right to your face?
Oh my gosh, around here all the time. Great show.
Right?
Well, experts have explained that the way to tell if someone is lying is straight, but then
That's
after the
enough.
fact, they're going to start blinking.
So she's supposed
So
to
it's-
keep her eyes straight and
it's
then
the lie
blink
that
after the
comes-
first
it's-
thing
it's
she
you can tell
says.
after they've told the lie.
So
So let
now-
me tell you. Well, I'll try. Let me just try it on you.
Okay. You're gonna
Okay.
lie to me?
Yes.
Well, they just told me the truth.
No, I'm gonna tell you two things right now.
Oh, I'm gonna guess.
So one is I've been surfing my whole
You
life.
just blinked.
Okay.
Reblink again.
No, you can continue. Just keep
Wait
that
till
to
the
yourself.
other.
Wait for the second
Oh.
one.
I don't know how to play.
I'm an advanced open water scuba diver.
Oh, you're for sure that. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
See,
you didn't blink. Is that right?
It worked.
I didn't blink, but you blink. So basically, when you're lying,
Oh.
you say whatever it is, right? You're focused, and then your eyes freak out that you lied, so they start blinking.
I do want to point out you're a
Uncontrollably.
pretty good liar, though. You know, you're pretty good. Like I could have gone either way, but I just felt like the last one was a little was a little more.
I gotta say, I gotta be honest with you. I have no idea what the hell you just did. None of what you just did made sense to me. It doesn't work when you're the one that's telling the lie and you can control your blinking, because now you're just
Wait,
trying to subconsciously prove that your theory is correct. I have a theory that every time I clap my hands, I bark. Let's see if I'm a genius and it's correct. Woof! Oh my God, I'm right. You can't do that.
You're lying, you say whatever it is, right? You're focused, and then your eyes freak out that you lied, so they start blinking.
I do want to point out you're a
Uncontrollably.
pretty good liar, though. You know, you're pretty good. Like I could have gone either way, but I just felt like the last one was a little was a little more of something that you would do.
I mean, thank you.
I'm more afraid of.
Did I get the role?
I'm more afraid of. I know people who just don't blink
Ever?
ever.
Why?
I don't know, but I think that they're after me because like they have that.
They're like, come to my Ryan event.
Yes, exactly. And they grind
It's
their teeth when they
Botox.
say it, and I think no, just
Because they
blink.
want to kill you.
Just blink.
Ryan, I need you to do it with me now. Tell me a truth and a lie. I want to see where you're at on the spectrum of lying.
Oh, great. It's still not doing it correctly. You're telling me Jason Biggs couldn't get anyone better than this?
Thank you.
I'm more afraid of.
Did I get the role?
I'm more afraid of. I know people who just don't blink
Ever?
ever.
Why?
I don't know, but I think that they're after me because like they have that.
They're like, come to my Ryan event.
Yes, exactly. And they grind their teeth when they say it, and I think no, just
Because they
blink.
want to kill you.
Just blink.
Ryan, I need you to do it with me now. Tell me a truth and a lie. I want to see where you're at on the spectrum of lying.
Okay. I can squat 345 pounds,
Okay.
or I can bench 225.
Ooh.
Does one have to be true?
Damn.
No, yes. What?
All right, hold on. Let me read.
Those are both lies.
Well, the first one he blinked once,
Okay,
and the
let me read
second.
it.
All right, well, hold on. They're both lies, but the first one he blinked once, and the second one he didn't blink at all because he's trying now to know. He knows what they're looking for, so he's just keeping his eyes open, which anyone can do. Like, hey, I'll give you $1 million if you keep your eyes open for 5 seconds without blinking. Anyone can do it. It's got to be a subconscious action, dude.
Ooh.
Does one have to be true?
Oh my God.
This is funny, though.
Okay. In my garden, I have corn.
Okay.
Or I was an all-county swimmer growing up. I mean,
You have corn.
I don't have corn.
See, because he's not blinking on purpose.
Okay. In my garden, I have corn.
Okay.
Or I was an all-county swimmer growing up.
Well, first of all, I know he was a swimmer because he's talked about it before. And all he talks about is olive oil and olive trees. Why would he have corn? It just doesn't make sense. He's never talked about it. He talks about olives. And I know he was a swimmer. You know, there are social psychology students and professors and quote unquote graduates with degrees in social psychology that are sitting there screaming at their TV, telling them that you're not doing it right. You're not going to get any specific answers that are going to help support your hypothesis the way you're running your experiments. You're doing it wrong. Oh my God.
I mean,
You have corn.
I don't have corn. I was an all-county swimmer.
Whoa! Tricky.
Shocking a nation right now.
Maybe I shouldn't have given him the rules.
Yeah.
prior.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
think I was just.
He was trying not to.
I was trying not to.
He was really,
So, do you and your husband Jason? Do you guys do any exercise classes together, or do you exercise on your own?
Well, so I wanted him to learn a dance with me for my 40th. I wanted him to learn the Galen Hooks River dance. Because I'm obsessed with flash mobs. I want so badly to one day just like have a flash mob appear behind me.
So they're just talking about Pilates and how it's become more and more popular, and more men are getting into Pilates. I guess you were telling me you've been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
But at the time, you were like the only man in the class, right?
Yeah, still it's rare, but it seems to be more men now.
And why is that?
Because I think men are discovering how great it is.
So I went to, and it actually is fantastic. When I do it, like I'm very tight in my hip flexors and my hips. And when I do it, I feel so much better. But it's just, when you start a new exercise, I'm embarrassed that I'm not good at it until you're good at it. So going to the class is a little challenging for me because I don't know how to use the reformer, and the teacher comes over and it's like pushing
you.
Yeah, but that's great. I actually like it when they do it for me.
Yes.
So if you go to the class and you act like you can't do it, they'll kind of do the work for you.
They just bend you.
They just bend you around.
I love that.
Have you ever been to one of these places? This is a great outing for you and Jason.
What is it?
So get stiff.
Okay,
Right?
get stiff.
Get tight.
First, get stiff.
Have a lot of stress. And
Okay,
lower
easy,
back
done.
pain. Done, right?
Done.
Now, book a 30 or 45-minute session at one of these places where they elongate your muscles.
Oh, I love that.
It's called, the one
Yeah, it's
they
amazing.
put you on they lay you down and
So basically, the first two rules are basically, so first one thing is get stiff. And you say get stiff right after you said if you mess up, they bend you over. So the first thing is you have to get stiff, right? And if you mess up at getting stiff, well, then they'll come and they'll bend you over. So that way your husband gets stiff. So we're doing Pilates. We're starting. You have to bend over. He has to get stiff. If he doesn't get stiff and he messes up, they come over and they fix it. How are we going to get you stiff? We're going to bend your wife over. Get stiff, bend over. Very good. I see why Pilates is so popular.
bed, then they put a seatbelt over you.
Yes.
And then they just push your feet and your legs and your back and then they say, how is that? And you moan.
Yes.
And by the end,
And then they use the
then they put the thing on. They do the jackhammer on you.
I do love
and
that.
by the end, you're like a floating.
Tenderized.
You're tenderized. I'm telling you, you guys are living until you do that together.
I do love watching Jason get strapped down to anything, like really tight. There's something about that that brings me joy.
Hope your kids aren't watching. Hey, we have a great show for you today. Lorraine Bracco. I'm so excited to see Lorraine. She's with us.
And from the new film Spinning Gold, we have Jeremy Jordan.
And our favorite Monica Mangan is going to give us a lesson in Freezer Foods 101, what you can freeze and what you can't. And the answers will surprise you. Right now, it's time for Live's Girl Ford Spring Trivia.
That was our trivia dancer, Robert Sweat Sugu from Washington. Washington.
Is he dancing on the parking lot there? Look at
He's
that.
killing it. He's not tight.
You know,
That was our trivia dancer, Robert Sweat Sugu from Washington.
is he dancing on the parking lot there? Look at
He's
that.
killing it. He's not tight.
You know, when you want to move, you just got to drop it. You just got to do it. Thank
He
you
was
for
going
saying
to
that.
dance with me. I could tell.
Yeah.
You just got to drop trow.
Let's say hello to Cindy Machokas from Maumee, Ohio. Is it Maumee, Ohio? Cindy. Mommy.
Yeah.
Maumee, Ohio.
Ohio.
Thank you for watching us on WUPW. How are you this morning, Cindy?
I'm really well, thanks. And hello to you and Jenny.
Hi.
Thank you very
Hi.
much. Now, listen here, Cindy. You have given us two statements. One you know is true, and one you know you've lied about. So, Jenny, she stumps us.
Okay.
She wins the Kelly and Ryan large format mug.
Are you sure you guys are willing to part with one of these?
We're sure. They're positive.
Okay.
That was too much of a laugh. All right. The first one, she says, I ride my bicycle about 50 miles a week in the summer, or I've been a motorcyclist for over 30 years. So what do you want to ask about, Jenny?
What kind of motorcycle do you ride?
I have
You have no idea how much they're trying to get rid of these glasses. They're literally trying to lose on purpose to give these damn glasses away. Bike ride about 50 miles per week in the summer. Has been a motorcyclist for 30 years. I'm sorry, but no one is riding 50 miles every week. I mean, I guess 3 times a week you go bike riding 10 miles. That's 30. I mean, 10 miles, 5 days in a row, or like 150 mile. No, I'm sorry, but I just have to say that this is the lie. I'm sorry, this is the truth, that she has been a motorcyclist for over 30 years. This is a lie. And I believe this is someone who knows that they are losing on purpose, and she is not trying to trick them. She's actually playing the game right by giving them 2 super obvious answers. One is completely rational. One is completely irrational. I am laying this up for you, this baseball on a tee, so you could hit a home run and give me the damn cup. And when she answers the question, she's going to be like, oh, where do you ride your bike 50 miles? I'm not really sure. Around the block a couple times, and then maybe I'll go down the street, and I just end up really just want to get away from the house. And next thing you know, I think it's 50 miles. And then when they ask, tell me about you being a motorcyclist. Oh, well, I'm part of the Harley Davidson Club. I'm member number 123 G52, and I have a 350 plus engine attached to a 750 caliber V6.3 with a motor and a vibration of a 16 metal steel circuit. She's going to just basically give them the answers and watch them mess up and be like, oh, she knew too much. It's too easy. It's got to be flipped. And they're going to guess. They're going to mess up and say that the bike ride is the truth, because it's just too convenient that you don't know anything about this, but you know everything. And they don't realize, Jenny and Ryan won't realize that they're trying to help you get the answer, because they know that you're going to flip the answer. And so now, instead of you flipping their correct answer, you're going to assume that her correct answer is an automatic reverse psychology flip. And then you're going to flip the flip, and the negative is going to be a positive. And you don't want that. You want the negative, because the negative is what wins, is what wins for them. Because the negative for you is a positive for them, but a positive for them is a positive for you. So for you to get the positive, you have to be negative. It's going to mess up. The correct answer is motorcyclist for over 30 years is the truth. And somehow they're going to guess that that's the lie, because they think that she's trying to lie, and they're going to end up messing up. And they're going to guess that the bike ride is the truth, and they're going to be wrong, and she won't get the cup. You understand. Look, this is the truth. They'll say this one's the truth and mess it up.
What motorcycle do you ride?
I had a Honda Magna for most of those years, 750 Magna.
And where do you park it?
Oh, in my garage.
All right.
Okay.
50 miles a weekend. Where do you go on this 50 miles tour, or is it
No, just over the week time. There's a trail near my house that I ride. Used to, back in the day, I'd do, like 50 miles in a day.
Well, and are you with a group
No longer.
of anybody?
No, just a couple friends here and there.
And what kind of bicycle is it that you have now?
It's a track. It's kind of like a cross thing that, for trails or the road.
What is it called? What is the brand?
It's a track.
A track. Oh, that is the
Track.
brand. A track. Oh,
Mm.
okay.
All right. So let's see. Time is up. What do you think is true?
True.
I feel
Actually, I have no idea.
like both are lies.
Well, they can't be.
I think
Are
she's
you
pulling
blinking
a
or not
Ryan.
blinking?
Are you pulling a Ryan on us?
Obviously, Jenny grew up around a lot of liars in her family.
See me, Jenny, you would know.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. Now I got it.
You do. You have it now.
Mm-hmm. So I think that this is true. So we should guess this.
Okay.
All right. Is it true that you ride your bicycle about 50 miles a week in the summer?
Yes. No.
It's not.
Hey, listen to me.
Thank you for giving it away.
Nice.
Wow, thanks,
Oh,
Ryan.
Sorry about that. You didn't win the mug. We shouldn't celebrate. But
Oh,
Deja,
that's true.
oh, you did win the mug. We should celebrate. Congratulations. You won the mug. Celebrate. Yay! Deja, spin the wheel. See what you're playing with. Okay, what is it? Oh, yes. Jim?
Let's see. You're playing for $1,000 appliance package from Cuisinart, and you have 20 seconds and only one guess.
So, Cindy, we've had Toni Collette on the show. What city did Toni say makes her happy?
Rome.
Rome it is. Congratulations. Thank you very much for watching, and you have a great day. Okay, Cindy, thank you very much. We'll be right back with Lorraine Bracco.
Still ahead on live. Jeremy Jordan. Monica Mangan gives us a lesson.
Congratulations. Thank you very much for watching, and you have a great day. Okay, Cindy, thank you very much. We'll be right back with Lorraine Bracco.
Still ahead on live. Jeremy Jordan.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not doing that.
Okay, Cindy,
Stop right
thank you very
now.
much. We'll be right back with Lorraine Bracco.
Still ahead
Yeah, who's still ahead?
on live.
Is that the Golden Gate Bridge in the back?
Jeremy Jordan. Monica Mangan gives us a lesson in Freezer Foods 101. And coming up next, Lorraine Bracco.
Here's my advice for freezer foods. Use a vacuum sealer, vacuum seal your foods, and try to avoid freezing your foods. Don't rely on freezer. Buy frozen foods from the grocer if it's cheaper and economical, and eat them. Don't buy 2 pounds of frozen broccoli and then leave it in the freezer for like 5 years. Only buy things that you know you're going to eat. Don't buy things saying, I might eat this one day.
The biggest brands.
If you buy something for the freezer that is not something you typically eat, make sure it's something you're using for a reason. It's Thanksgiving. I'm going to buy this frozen carrots because Thanksgiving's coming up. Not like I don't eat frozen carrots, but look, they're only 99 cents. I'll eat them eventually. Don't do that. This girl pregnant or not? Put in the comment section, pregnant or not pregnant. Could be 2 months pregnant. Could be a little chubby.
Incredibly low prices. At Burlington, get dressed for warmer weather because we're so much more than coats. You'll love the deals. You'll love Burlington. Wow.
Is an Academy Award nominee, best known for
A little
her
early there,
legendary roles
Jen.
in Goodfellas and The Sopranos. Now she's starring in a new film, Jacir. Please welcome Lorraine Bracco. Welcome back. You look great.
My paisan.
Yes. Come stai?
Bene, tu?
Oh, bene, grazie. It's about all I've got.
Lorraine, I
'cause-
love the hair. It's gorgeous.
Well, you've had hair this whole time?
No, not really.
Natural, though.
It's only COVID hair.
Oh, okay, got it. Catch us up. Catch us up. Last time we were so into this conversation about you fixing up the place in Sicily.
Yes.
Okay, so where are you now in the renovation?
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Are you making progress?
I've made all the progress I think I'm going to make.
Oh, no.
So does that mean it's finished?
Or you're done working on it, maybe.
Cooked.
Yeah, she's great. The house is great. I call her a she. I don't know why.
What's her name?
But I don't know. Maybe I'll call her Ryan.
Yeah,
after you.
Yeah, listen, you can meet a bunch of them in Brooklyn.
You know what you should do is you should call the house Brian Seacrest. You should call the house Brian Seacrest. Sequest. You should name it Brian Sequest. And if you got to call it feminine, Ryan Sequest. But make sure it's a Sequest because you're by the sea, the Mediterranean Sea, right? There you go. And Ryan is really a girl's name. It's a feminine name. We've all known that.
I don't know why.
What's her name?
But I don't know. Maybe I'll call her Ryan.
Yeah,
after you.
Yeah, listen, you can meet a bunch of them in Brooklyn.
Which is where I'm from.
I was perfect. Are
Did you
you
have to
in
speak
charge?
Italian to
No.
do this reno?
Only I could have a house in Sicily and speak French.
Oh, amazing.
So,
I know, it's crazy.
do you use Google Translate?
Wait.
Because I have contractors here and I speak English to them and we still don't understand each
Yeah.
other.
Well,
Yeah,
We're actually not speaking it.
try French.
I do Google Translate all the time. It's so funny with the driver. I'm like, where's this place? Where do I buy that?
Does your
fun.
voice sound like that when you type? It changes.
It did?
Did your voice
I'm
change when you
sorry.
type? Now, how are you fluent in French? When did that?
I lived in France for 10 years. I modeled.
Oh, yes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And you were also a DJ in France.
I was.
Oh, I didn't know they had plus size models in France. Jesus Christ.
I modeled.
Oh, yes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And you were also a DJ in France.
I was.
How was that?
It was fun. In France, the French have all of July and August off, and they needed someone to fill in. And I had friends who worked at Radio Luxembourg, and they said, "Come, you'll be a lot of fun on the radio show." And I was like, "Okay, what do I have to do?" And because je parle français. Alors, je parlais français, and I would introduce the new song or the new album from Bruce Springsteen. Amazing. It was fun.
Wait, did you say Bruce's name with the French accent?
Wait.
Oh, that's so. Now,
That's so fun.
when you were modeling,
Love it.
all I know is I'm a big foodie. I know you took pictures with escargot. Snails.
Yes.
I haven't seen the photo yet. Do we have
This
the
was
photo?
Salvador Dali.
Oh, wait.
Shot this.
This is
No big deal. Just a little unknown.
okay. What's happening there?
So what happens is Salvador Dali had a crazy thing. Everything had to be fives. So we were on the 5th floor in the 505 room at the Ritz in Barcelona.
Wow.
And there was $5 million worth of jewelry. It was a jewelry campaign.
Wow.
So cool.
And because he was slightly original,
Eccentric.
he had.
Are you trying to use the R word? He was a little off on the spectrum, something like that.
500 escargot in the bathtub with us.
Oh my God.
Now, how long did it take to get in there and get that shot right?
Ryan, this is
Okay, I see. Those are all snails. I thought these were all jewels. I thought this was all gold or silver or something. I thought this was all jewelry. I thought these are all snails. I gotcha.
40 years ago. I don't remember yesterday.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back
I
with
gave you
Lorraine
as much
right after
information
this.
as I had.
It's a cool shot, though.
That's incredible.
Still ahead on Live from the film Spinning Gold, Jeremy Jordan.
Slightly original,
Eccentric.
Crazy,
He had
a little odd.
500 escargot in the bathtub with us.
Oh my God.
Now, how long did it take to get in there and get that shot right?
Ryan, this is 40 years ago. I don't remember
that shot.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back.
I
with
gave you
Lorraine
as much
right after
information
this.
as I had.
It's a cool shot, though.
That's incredible.
Still ahead on Live from the film Spinning Gold, Jeremy Jordan. Partial
Trying to think, 64, 74, 84.
So that was a scene from.
For once, just once, I wanted to believe that someone wants to help me without wanting something in return. But no, you just wanted to be nice to me so you can have one kiss.
No, I think I have you.
Do you know how much pain I'm in?
Wow.
We're back with Lorraine Bracco. That was a scene from your new movie, Jacir.
Yeah.
It looks incredible.
Well, Malik, who was my co-star, is amazing in the movie. It's his first movie. And the director, Wahid, it's his story, basically. He was a Jordanian refugee, and Malik plays a Syrian refugee. And so it's a lot based on his story. He moved to Memphis with his brother and sister, and he ended up staying, but they moved into a neighborhood that was really poverty stricken, and he moved next to this woman, Merrill, and she was a racist, really ugly racist, and an addict, and poor Jacir moves next to her, and his English is really bad, so he doesn't really understand how disgusting she is and how horrible. And all he knows is that she doesn't want him to touch her cat. And it's because she's racist and he's different. And but he ends up being the most loving, beautiful human being. And it's only towards the end of the movie does she realize what a nice guy this is in his broken English. And
does she grow? Does she become a better person?
Leave something for the imagination.
She definitely becomes a better person. She accepts him, and they become friends. It's not a love thing. She's willing to put her hand out and say, "Okay, friend."
Well, that seems powerful to see your work. It's amazing. And congratulations, by the way, on the Felix Organization Award as well. And you can go to our website if you want to learn more about children in foster care and how to help out.
Absolutely. And I'm one of the founding partners of Felix. Yes.
Incredible.
Keep up the good work everywhere. Jacir is available for pre-sale on Apple TV. Lorraine Bracco, everybody. Good to see you. We'll be right back with Jeremy Jordan here on Live after the break.
Tomorrow on Live, Emma Thompson.
the truth about Paul Vallis.
Paul Vallis is a pro-choice Democrat who will protect our values.
We can count on Paul to strengthen Chicago's economy and create good-paying jobs. Paul will invest in the South and West Side.
Paul.
Can't promise that.
We'll be right back with Jeremy Jordan here on Live after the break.
Tomorrow on Live.
We'll be right back with Jeremy Jordan here on Live after the break.
Tomorrow on.
This is Staten Island, right?
Someone wants to help me without wanting.
Chance to win big on fan.
And Grant.
Of meat and poultry, Ziploc freezer bags help protect meat against freezer burn.
So he's a Tony and Grammy nominated actor you know from Newsies, the last 5 years in Supergirl. Now he's leading a star-studded cast in the movie Spinning Gold. Please welcome Jeremy Jordan.
Yes. How are you, pal? Very good. Great to have you. Have you guys met before?
No, I don't think so.
I've seen your work.
Thanks.
We've never met.
Yeah.
I've just admired you from afar.
Okay, well, now you can
Admire me closer.
From a little closer.
That's weird to say. That's weird to say.
Since you were last on the show, you become a dad.
I
Congratulations.
have, yeah. I think I was here in 2017.
17, yeah, that's right.
And I got an
How old's
almost
your daughter?
4-year-old. Almost
Four.
four.
Almost four.
Yeah.
Hey, oh,
She's-
you're in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, she like looks and acts like a 10-year-old, but she's like,
If she was born in 2017, she's got to be at least 5.
How are you, pal?
very good. How are
Great
you?
to have you.
Yeah, my
Have you guys
pleasure.
met before?
No, I don't
We've
think so.
never. I've seen your work.
Thanks.
We've never met.
Yeah.
I've just admired you from afar.
Okay, well, now you can.
Admire me closer.
From a little closer.
That's weird to say. That's weird to say.
Since you were last on the show, you become a dad.
I
Congratulations.
have, yeah. I think I was here in 2017.
17, yeah, that's right.
Now I got an almost 4-year-old. Almost four.
Almost four.
Yeah.
Hey, oh,
She's-
you're in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, she
Well,
like,
even if you just found out you were pregnant in 2017 and she was born in 2018, it's 2023. She will be 4. Maybe you mean almost 5-year-old. Great job. You don't even know your daughter's age. She's either 5 or she's almost 5. Hell, she might be turning 6 next month for all we know. We can't trust him. Don't trust people whose first and last initial are the same. Goes for everyone, all
On the
cultures.
show, you become a dad.
I
Congratulations.
have, yeah. I think I was here in 2017.
17, yeah, that's right.
Now I got an
How old's your
almost
daughter?
4-year-old. Almost
Four.
four.
Almost 4.
Yeah.
Hey, oh,
She's-
you're in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, she like looks and acts like a 10-year-old, but she's so tall and grown up.
I
How
love
did it go feeding the little giraffe there?
Oh yeah, the picture. Yeah, she freaked out the first like 5 times, and then finally we got like a half a second of her, and she dropped it right before it got in its mouth. But I got
I would do the same thing. I don't.
Yeah.
If I get up close to here, you take it.
They
right?
love that. There's like a great zoo out where we are in Jersey, and like you can just go up and chill with the giraffes.
And they have the
super
fun
nice.
tongues. It's
They
like
have the fun tongues.
Right? That's
indeed.
always
They're so
unexpected.
long
Those
and
long
fun.
I mean, animals have fun tongues, guys. That's what
You
you
The
know.
giraffe tongue. They have the long
Yeah, they have that.
It's kind of crazy.
Don't tell Georgia she thinks she has the
Tongues
longest
can be
tongue.
fun.
So, does your child have your daughter have a singing voice like you?
She does, yeah.
So what does she sing?
Well, right now it's all the My Little Pony movie songs. So
nice.
and she's good. Like she's we were wondering because my wife is also a singer, and she like she's not even 4 yet, and she is matching pitch. She'll even like jump the octave if it gets too high.
She's got
or
it
too low.
in the genes.
She just knows.
Yeah,
She knows what to do.
She's got a little bit of 2 left feet. So she got that from me, but maybe she'll grow out of that. Hopefully, but yeah, she sings. It's wild. They have the fun tongues,
right? That's always unexpected.
They're so long and
long
fun.
Animals have fun tongues, guys. That's what
The giraffe tongue, they have the long.
Yeah, they have that.
It's kind of
Don't
crazy.
tell Georgia she thinks she has the
Tongues
longest
can be fun.
I can tell Jenny likes that, huh?
So does your child have your daughter have a singing voice like you?
She does, yeah.
So what does she sing?
Well, right now it's all the My Little Pony movie songs. So
Nice.
so and she's good. Like she's we were wondering because my wife is also a singer, and she's not even 4 yet, and she is matching pitch. She'll even like jump the octave if it gets too high.
She's got
or
it
too
in
low.
the genes.
She just knows.
Yeah,
She knows what to do.
She's got a little bit of 2 left feet. So she got that from me, but maybe she'll grow out of that. Hopefully, but yeah, she sings. It's wild.
And your wife is also she's a Broadway actress as well. How did you guys meet on a show?
No. I was doing Rock of Ages back a million years ago, and she was auditioning to replace the lead character, and sort of was doing research and saw a video of me, and she was with a friend who knew me, and she was like, that guy seems interesting, and maybe he can sing, and and I was single, and so she reached out to me on Facebook. This was like before Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
And so she slid into the Facebook DMs.
She slid into your Facebook DMs.
And I was like, I was completely oblivious. She was like, hey, maybe you could give me a few pointers.
Well, it all worked out. That was a good one of us, all right? Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll come back more with Jeremy Jordan right after this.
Enter Crow for its spring web trivia, and you can have the chance to win a $500 appliance package from Cuisinart. Just go to our website to enter today.
Barney's had the best dressing room lighting. They knew that if you lit women well, they would buy anything.
Next live, Emma Thompson, Mel D, Ralph Macchio, and a performance from Train.
Train.
Performance from Train.
Wait a minute. Train added a female to the group? Uh-oh, is dude losing his voice? Interesting. So twinkle, twinkle. So when now they go, now they go. Like it'll be like do do do, and now they go. But she can't hit that go, so she'll jump it and go. But she can go. She can't go, but she'll go. And now they go. But she'll realize this. So for a split second, if you pay attention, she'll be like, and then now they go, and now they go, and now they go, and now they go. Like she already knows I can't hit that note, so I'll do the next one. Jump in the octave.
On our next show, Tiana Taylor talks about her powerful new role in 1001, a movie she calls a love letter to mothers, sons, and hustlers. And Harry Schramm Jr. joins the team fam. Next Cameron Hall.
Today at 1 on ABC 7.
I grew up in a family with
10 children. I want to say this is him, the big boy in the middle.
children. Making ends meet was a struggle. So when I talk about how we need to invest in people, it's because people invested in me. It changed my life. So my plans invest in neighborhoods by finally making big corporations pay their fair share. I won't raise your property taxes. And I'm the only candidate for mayor who will tackle the root causes of crime. I'm Brandon Johnson, the Democrat for mayor, asking you to vote for a better Chicago.
What fills your heart about Ireland? Well, it's potatoes, whiskey, and premarital anal sex with priests.
The Democrat for mayor asking you to vote for a better Chicago. What?
Oh, I gotta see what the fuck that sign said. Sorry, guys.
Asking you to vote for a better Chicago.
Tennessee Trucks Band annual residency. Tennessee Trucks Band. So this had to be in March, probably March of 2022. Unless they just took a picture of this. This picture was... This had to be taken this year, probably in February. Mid to late February. What fills your heart with Ireland? Is it the green cloves?
Asking you to vote for a better Chicago.
God damn it.
Asking you to vote for a better Chicago.
The best musical.
Chicago.
What fills your heart about Ireland? The coast?
No. The shit.
The people?
Definitely that.
If you find me balls, give it to me, okay?
Yeah, when you find some balls, show them to me, yeah.
The people? If you find me balls, give it to me, okay?
Hi. How are you?
The crack.
Ta-da! 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go.
Fill your heart with Ireland. Discover more at Ireland.com.
And after you fill your heart with Ireland, fill your asshole with the penises of Irish priests.
Hi. How are you?
The crack.
Ta-da! 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go.
Fucking knew it.
Fill your heart
with Irish penis.
Ireland.com.
You know, your demo really was that great, Gene. Yeah, raw and honest rock and roll. Well, even without all the costumes. But I tell you what your real brilliance is, and I don't even think you know this, is that you write every single one of your songs with the same 4 chords. That means that any 14-year-old kid can go out there and buy a guitar, and within 20 minutes, they can be you.
Neil Bogart there. We were playing Spinning Gold. So tell us about this. Interesting story.
Yeah, Spinning Gold is it's about Neil Bogart, who was the sort of founder of Casablanca Records back in the 70s, and they discovered huge acts, kind of ranging all over the place, but mostly disco. So like Donna Summer, Parliament, Village People, but they also discovered Kiss, which is that clip. And so it's kind of the story behind the creation of those artists and the people that helped put it together. It's a little bit of a sort of hidden figures in the music industry.
How did you get the role? How did that happen?
Yeah, it was very unconventional, and if I could get every role like this, it'd be great. But the director kind of was, the writer-director is the guy's son. So Neil, who I play, he died in the 80s, and his son made this movie and, kind of waited last minute to cast his dad. He asked a Broadway producer friend of his, give me someone from Broadway, because I need that energy. Because this guy was like a perpetual motion machine. He was just always a showman. He was always on. And he gave him my name, and he saw some videos, and he instantly sort of connected and was like, that is the right energy for my dad. And then he tenaciously pursued me. And the next day he was like, I was meeting with him, and he was telling me all about it, and I was like, great. And then it just sort of fell into place.
Did you feel a little bit of pressure because of that?
I thought I was, because they weren't really interested in the whole film about recreating exact, replicas of these characters.
Yeah.
It was really just about capturing their essence and like, their vibe and like sort of telling this, and then you get to sort of retell the story in that way and sort of recreate these characters. And so I always felt encouragement, and I never felt like I had to do an imitation or anything like that. So
So it wasn't like a Lifetime movie where they really try to put a lot of focus on getting actors that look like the real people, so we can kind of use our imagination and be like, that's them. Their focus was capturing the energy, and then whatever you look like, we'll do the best with hair and makeup and costumes to make you resemble them. So you could have long blonde hair and and be white, and if this guy had a tan, we'll just give you a fake tan. We'll cut your hair, tie it up, and we'll put a brown afro on you, or whatever it was called on white people. I don't know if it was an afro, but we'll put his style, and then we'll dress you up. And trust me, we could use makeup and prosthetics, but we want the essence. The essence, a costume department and computer can't capture the essence and the energy of these characters. We could make you look like someone if you don't. Because when you hire someone based on how they look, the acting suffers because you can't really fake the acting through technology and costumes and makeup. But you do see, like, the guy that plays Gene Simmons has, like, the long curly hair. Well, that's a wig. You know what I mean?
An imitation or anything like that. So it was a really, really loving collaborative process.
Spinning Gold is the name, now playing in theaters nationwide. Jeremy, great to see you. Thanks for coming. Thank you. When we come back, a lesson in how to freeze your food. I'm talking about. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow online.
You want to know how to freeze your food? Put it in a bag, close it, get all the air out, and stick it in the freezer. And then when you're done freezing it, you take it out, you open the bag, and you defrost it. Don't defrost it too much where you cook it. You could either put it in the refrigerator or let it sit overnight in the counter or the sink. Obviously, probably the sink or the fridge on a plate if it's meat. If it's vegetables, probably still the sink because you don't want water going on your counter. And then you eat it. It's a very, very easy thing to do.
Tomorrow online. Bell B.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney.
All right, welcome back to Freeze or.
Don't get freezer burn. You know how you avoid freezer burn? Don't freeze shit. And if you do freeze shit, take it out and eat it. Try not to fucking put shit in the freezer for 5 years, think it's going to save you money and time.
American Idol.
Because you forget about that shit.
And stream on Hulu.
All right, welcome back to Freeze or Not to Freeze. That is the question. Here with everything you need to know about freezing foods, please welcome back the one and only Monica Menga.
Hey, howdy, how are you? Good.
So food waste is a big deal here in America.
It's a huge deal. We waste over 25%. I've heard as high as 40% of our food. It's insane. It's ridiculous. And there's ways we can avoid it. So I'm going to give you lots of tips.
So that's the premise here.
That's the premise here.
Okay, so I know everything there is to know about freezing my face. I know nothing about freezing food. So just take me through
We can give each other tips.
Okay, great.
We're going to start with freezing meat. So
This is meat?
This is ground beef. So you guys take your ground turkey and we're going to put it
Oh, we're
into
gonna have some
bags.
fun with it.
All right?
We get to do it.
You're going to put it into a gallon-sized bag. And let's just do a comparison here. If I just stuff this in my freezer here, it's going to take up so much room. It also has air in there, so it's going to get a little freezer burn.
Okay.
This takes up basically no room. So while you guys do that, that's really nice.
I
All right,
do
throw
like to
it
use
in.
my teeth a
You're going to
lot when
press
I'm
it
cooking.
flat. All right.
I'm going to pass on the invitation to come out for dinner.
All right, press it flat, press it flat, press it flat.
Okay.
You want to get all the air out before you seal
Don't
it.
seal
Okay.
first.
And then once you have it flat, you take the back of your knife, and this is like the secret sauce to me.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna score it so that way you don't have to defrost a pound at a time. You could
But wait,
defrost
did
it
you
in
run
quarters.
this over like with a
Oh, I
car?
did.
Or do you do this
I'm
with your
just
hands?
really good at doing this. So you also could use a can or a glass or a rolling pin if you need to get it really thin. And then also
Yeah, an elbow?
an elbow, anything.
Should
It's a
stress
little
management.
therapeutic.
Right.
And then look at this. If you had like 7 of these in the freezer, it would take up so much space. Instead, we're going with this. You can also do it for soups too. So this is like a black bean soup.
Black bean soup
Corn
with
black
cumin?
bean soup. We can defrost it very shortly.
Yeah,
Look,
we're gonna.
you did it.
We'll let you take this home and finish. Okay, what's?
You know what else you could do? Is make soup and eat it. And just make sure there's enough room in your freezer by not overstocking it with shit. If you're to the point where you got to flatten out things to squeeze them in, it's like packing luggage. If you need to start using these unorthodox ways of folding clothes to make them fit in your luggage, that means your luggage is full. You need to take shit out or buy more luggage. If you need to do this shit to your soup, to make it fit in your freezer, you need to buy a new freezer or you need to start eating soup. And if you're not in the mood to start eating soup and you can't afford a new freezer, stop making soup. Start giving it away. That's so good.
All right, another thing, one of the biggest ingredients that we always waste is tomato paste. Because you always need a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
So instead, put it in, do the bag method. And for this one, you would do more scores. So you probably do it like into little chunks like that. That way, all you do is break a piece off, use it, no food.
I'm also doing a scene from Grey's Anatomy here.
That's true.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about soups. All right, I made this.
Or you could buy a small can of tomato paste and use the whole can. Or get a tube that you open it up and you squeeze it out. Those are expensive though. One little can will be like $1.19. The tube will be like $3.99. So that is kind of a ripoff. But you don't have to buy 16-ounce cans of tomato paste if you know you're only going to use 1 ounce. Buy a little ounce. I mean, if you're really to the point where it's like, if you buy a 2-ounce can of tomato paste and it costs 99 cents, but you're going to buy the 16-ounce can for like $20 to save a few bucks, and then go through the whole process of using a Ziploc bag, which costs you money, putting it in, flattening it out, scoring it out, using freezer space. Chances are, if you're so cheap or if you're doing that to save money because that's your financial situation, you won't even have a freezer to put that stuff. You won't even be able to afford a freezer if you're going to those lengths to save money with your tomato paste. So, but this is fun though.
All right, let's talk about soups. All right, I made this amazing chicken noodle soup for my family, but I have some left. We're going to use super cubes. So basically, it's freezing your soup into individual portions. So this is more like 2 people size. Look at how easy it is to just pop out. All right, and you keep those in plastic bags right in the freezer.
That's smart.
So smart,
Very
right?
nice.
Really.
Okay.
All right, this is one of my favorites. So if we were going to eat this, we would probably swap our gloves to different ones. Okay. We're just doing this for TV. So now we're going to take bacon. Okay. And we're going to lay it on the parchment paper in vertical lines. You guys do it too.
You have your gloves.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to lay it in vertical lines. This prevents us from having to defrost an entire pound of bacon. What if you just want 1 slice?
Smell.
All right. So what we do is we lay the bacon, and then you're going to.
Or, you know what else you could do? Is cook the entire pound of bacon and put it in the fridge, and then you got bacon ready to go. And I know what you're thinking. If you got this bacon and it's cooked, when you reheat it, it's going to end up cooking more when it reheats. Like when you kind of reheat a rare steak in the fridge, to reheat it, you're going to have to bump it up to medium. Get your bacon, defrost the whole pound. It should be anywhere from 12 to 16 slices. But if you're like me, when you have bacon, you have like 2 or 3 slices at a time, maybe 5 for like a BLT. No one's cooking 12 to 16 pieces of bacon and keeping them in their fridge for 2 months. They're probably not even going to last 2 weeks. Defrost the entire bacon, cook all the bacon, only like halfway through, maybe 75% through, right? So that way, this is the completion rate. Don't cook them here, and then when you reheat them, they go above, so they start getting crispy, unless that's the way you like it. Cook them up to like 50 to 75%, and then when you want to use them, you have them all cooked in a Tupperware container in the fridge. Take it out of the fridge. Put it in your toaster oven, the microwave, whatever. And since you're taking it out of the fridge, it's cold. It's 75% done. When you heat it up to the temperature you like for eating, you'll also be bumping it up to its peak 100% completion. Don't bother this. Again, look at all the shit she's wasting. She is wasting wax paper. She is wasting soap because she's going to have to clean this tray. She's wasting the scissors she's going to have to clean. Wax paper costs money. The dishwasher soap takes money. And more importantly, you're wasting your time. Defrost the bacon. Cook it all in one pan, because I'll tell you what, every time you cook 3 pieces of bacon, there's grease. You have to collect that grease. You have to put it in a can. You have to put it in a bin. You have to, the wax paper, you're throwing it in the garbage, whatever the hell you're doing, right? And this is what she's doing. She's using 1 piece of wax paper for 3 pieces of bacon. Imagine just to do this, you're using 5 pieces of wax paper. My way, you don't even have to buy a roll of wax paper. Save all that money. Use it to buy more bacon. Right? And now imagine collecting the grease and going through the process. That's 5 to 6 different processes, or 4 to 6 different grease collecting procedures you're going through. You wash the pan, right? You cook 3 or 4 pieces of bacon. Now you have to collect the grease, clean the pan. Then 3 days later, a week later, 2 weeks later, you want more bacon. You have to dirty the pan again, collect the grease, clean the pan, all that. And the wax paper you're throwing in the garbage. All that junk can be eliminated. Defrost the whole bacon. Cook all the bacon. Instead of having to collect grease and clean the pan 5 separate times, you do it once. You cook all 12, all 16 pieces of bacon. You collect all the grease in one big swoop. I like to use an empty tin can or something if you got it, or a jar. Put it in the freezer, let it freeze, discard it. You cook all the bacon at once, 75% done. You put it in Tupperware. If you're going to eat bacon that day, if you're going to eat 3 pieces of bacon that day, cook 3 of them all the way through, but remove the other let's say if it's 16 pieces, remove the other 13 pieces when they're about 75% done. Put them on a paper towel to drain all the fat. Stick them in Tupperware, cover them, put them in the fridge. Whenever you need bacon, you're making a burger, you want a bacon cheeseburger, you don't have to go to the freezer and have to pull out wax paper that is frozen out of a Ziploc bag. So you're wasting wax paper, you're wasting a Ziploc bag. And open the Ziploc bag, unfold the wax paper, take out the frozen bacon, spend 20 minutes cooking it, dirtying your pan, and then spend another 10 minutes collecting the grease, wiping it clean, discarding the grease, washing the pan. All that you don't even have to do. You know what you do? You go in the fridge, you take out the Tupperware, you open it, you take 2 pieces of bacon, you put it on a plate, a paper towel, whatever, you put it in the microwave. Beep, beep, beep. You don't even put it on high or low. I put it on defrost for like 10 seconds. You heat it up. Maybe you put it on for 20 seconds, whatever. Depends on the wattage of your microwave, 900, 600, 1200 watts. And it cooks. Obviously, put a cover. You don't want the bacon splattering on the microwave. But if you got a cover, put it on. If you don't have a cover, you know what? Put it on a plate. Put another plate, flip it over, and cover it. Trust me, it'll be a lot easier to take those 2 plates and just run them under water, and you could sit there and clean them because there's a paper towel that's soaking up most of the grease. You could sit there and clean those plates with a scrubby thing or whatever, less than 20 seconds if you get anything on them. You know what I mean? And if you got a dishwasher, you can put them in the dishwasher. But think about it. All that time because you want 2 pieces of bacon for a burger you're making. Now, if it's 6 o'clock, your burger's not going to be ready at 6:15. It's going to be ready at 6:35, 6:45, right? My way, take the bacon out, put it in the microwave, cook it for 20 seconds, and your bacon's ready to go. Perfect temperature, perfect heat, put it on the burger. Saves you time, saves you money, saves the planet. Not only do you save money on the Ziploc bag and the wax paper because you're not using them, but you're ultimately buying less of those over the course of your life, which is going to save money and save the environment. It's easy. Whoever this girl is, get her off because she's giving you terrible advice. Everything she says is kind of cute, and it's like, oh, that's cool, but it is just, there are easier ways to do this shit. I swear on my balls and dick. God, I can edit that part. You're fired.
You're gonna roll it.
You're fired.
Roll it up. And then use your scissors
cut it. Sorry about that, Jenny.
No, it's all
Into
good.
individual self-serve packets that you can pull out and defrost just what you need. If you want a little bacon in your soup,
That's a good one.
so smart,
Are
right?
these tips
Yeah.
available for half off?
Today.
That's nice.
All right, let's talk about smoothies. I
Okay.
put my smoothies for the week all at one fell swoop. All right, so you're gonna put everything in. You can even put in your protein powder, your oats. Everything goes into the bag.
This is
The
great.
one tip I would
That's
use
genius.
is I portion it out in my smoothie cup so that I'm sure that when I pour it back in, it's just the right amount. Keep it in your freezer,
right.
pop it back in, then you just put in your liquids or your ice, whatever you need. Done. It's so much easier than doing it every day. And freezing gets a bad rap. It is actually just as healthy. It also is going to preserve nutrients. So even though it looks a little crazy right now, it's still just as good for you.
It looks quite nice.
All right.
Pretty.
Now,
Okay.
I have a big deep freezer in my basement,
Brag.
and it's, I know, right? Such a cool freezer. Tons
Freezer
and tons of
flex.
meat.
I'm sorry, I have to just say, I make smoothies all the time. I have frozen fruit, bananas on the counter, frozen fruit. I have oats. I just make it from scratch every day. I go to the fridge, get whatever milk I'm using, dump it, put it back. Grab the oats, open it up, shake a little. See, she's trying to pre-measure everything. Well, I need to keep my ideal weight of 182 pounds max. And so I need exactly 1/4 of a cup of oats and then exactly 4 grams of peaches and exactly 1 handful, because God forbid I make too much and then it doesn't fit my glass. Guess what? If you make too much and it doesn't fit your glass, chug the damn smoothie until there's room empty and pour more, or get a second glass. Or sometimes I take the pitcher and just go in my mouth. If the cup is full, you know what? Drink a bunch of it and then take the excess. What's wrong with having too much smoothie? It's fucking healthy for you. And look at it, everything's pre-measured. This girl's got OCD. This is not someone you want to be listening to for advice. You're going to find yourself so frustrated with all the extra time you're taking to preserve these smoothies. She might think, well, once it's done, all you got to do is open the bag and you just put it in the blender and then that's it. So what? And then you take the milk, and I tell you, once the big part is when you take it, all the time it takes to mix. Say you let it mix for 20 seconds. Maybe her way, once you have everything already pre-measured, it might only take like a minute. I mean, how long does it take for you to go to freezer and take out the bag and dump it in? 10 seconds. You know how long it takes me to go get the milk and the oats and peel a banana and a bag of fruit and untie it? 30 seconds. My way takes what, 20 or 30 seconds longer than hers? That's it. Is it worth 20 or 30 seconds to save? Is it worth saving 20 or 30 seconds and ruining the planet? And on top of that, you might be saving 30 seconds. Hell, even if you save a minute, think of what else you're doing, though. Your smoothies now are costing you more money to make because you have to buy Ziploc bags to store all this stuff. That goes into your total cost. How much are you making? How much does it cost you as a person to make your smoothie? With me, it's cheaper because I'm not adding in the cost of materials like a Ziploc bag. And on top of that, it might take me a minute longer to make my smoothie, more realistically 30 seconds longer to make the smoothie by getting the milk separate and getting the fruit and opening it and getting the oats, because I don't have to measure everything. I just eyeball it. It's all healthy for you. It's not the end of the world. There's a little too much this, a little too much that. If you're concerned about the ratios of oats to herbs to spinach to fruits to vegetables to milk, then you are got bigger problems, because that means you are super picky about the way it tastes. If I put too many peaches, or if I put not enough peaches, or too many strawberries and not enough milk, it's not going to taste right. And then what are you going to do? Dump it? Like, oh, I put in a 1/4 cup too much milk and a 1/2 teaspoon less peaches, or not enough protein powder. Now all of a sudden it tastes bad. I can't eat it. I can't drink it. It tastes disgusting. I got to dump it. No, you're going to be like, oh, well, it's not perfect. It's not the end of the world. It's fuel, people. You're not going to go to the gas station to put gas in your car. And then, when you're going on empty in the middle of a road trip, and uncrank your gas tab and then open it up and then go get the gas and then press the button and then smell it and be like, you know what? That gas just doesn't smell right. I don't know. I like the way it smells better. You know what? I'm just not going to get any gas. I'm just going to sit here by my car forever. No, you're just going to be like, it's just fuel. It gets the job done. All right. Your body's not going to suffer because you've been averaging, 3 cups of oats a week. And here this week you only had 2.5, or you had 5 cups. I'm going to go into hyperbolic shock because there's too many oats and my immune system doesn't know how to respond. I'll tell you what, you know how much time it might take me an extra 30 to 45 seconds to make my smoothie by getting everything separately. Right. And so you got me there, but I'll tell you what, how much time does it take you? Not only does you spend extra money for the Ziploc bags, how much time does it take you to store those bags? By measuring everything out too, come on. You're going to pull out a Ziploc bag, and then you're going to go get the oats, you're going to get your vegetables, and you're going to get your fruit, and you're going to get your protein powder, and you're going to measure everything and put it in a bag. I guarantee you, to make one of those bags, it takes her at least a minute, if not 2. Definitely more than a minute. 90 seconds to 2 minutes. You know how much it takes me? Fucking 0. So even though it takes me 30 seconds longer to make the smoothie, the overall time of preparation takes her longer. It takes her a whole 2 minutes longer, because for me, it takes me 90 seconds, right, to make the smoothie. To the time it's in the glass, it takes me 90 seconds, and maybe it takes her 45 seconds. But when you take my 90 seconds and add that to the 0 time of pre-measuring and storing in the bag, that's a total of 90 seconds. Her 45 seconds, you have to add 2 minutes of measuring and prepping and storing and rationing and putting it in the bag. So the overall time it takes me is 45 seconds. Let's say 90 seconds. It takes me total time 90 seconds. It takes her 2 minutes and 30 seconds, because she has to factor in all the time 2 weeks ago she took to measure everything out and put it in the Ziploc bag. So you spend more time prepping these smoothies to make them so fast to make when you make them that it totally obliterates the reason why you're doing that. The whole reason is to make these smoothies time consuming and to make them faster. But the time you make to go through the prep to make them faster, you actually, I mean, come on, think about it. It only takes you 30 seconds to make the smoothie, but it takes you 4 times as long to prep it, to make it that fast. So it's like I'm just going to run barefoot, and you're like, well, I'm going to run with shoes on. You know what I mean? And I'm going to run faster than you because I got shoes on, right? And I'm going to run a mile in 6 minutes, and you can run a mile in 5 minutes. But if it's taking you 10 minutes to put your shoes on, I don't care if you could run the mile faster than me. I'm going to win, because by the time you actually get on the track and start running, I've already got an advantage where I'm already almost done with the race. Sure, you can run faster than me, but you're spending time taking on the shoes. I'm already running. When you're doing all that measuring and stuff, guess what I'm doing? I'm Al Bundy and get on the couch eating bonbons and watching reruns of Live with Kelly and Ryan. I'm outside doing stuff because I don't need to prep stuff. All that time you take to prep the stuff to make it quicker totally defeats the whole purpose of making them quicker in the first place. You're actually making the entire experience longer. And it's costing you more money. So your way is not only more time consuming, but it's costs you more money. And my way is cheaper and faster. And the only thing you have claim to is that when it comes time from making the smoothie to pouring the smoothie in real time, you save 30 seconds. And it's not worth the money. And there's prep for you, no prep for me. I'm repeating myself. You already know. Another terrible idea. Who is this girl? We'll get her name. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to anything she does.
Your scissors?
Look at this. It's not even the 3 pieces of bacon wrapped up. She wraps it up, and then she's going to get scissors and then snip it. So you have individual. That all takes time. The bacon. Come on. Now you're cutting individual portions and you're making sure they're all parallel in the Ziploc bag. Come on.
Sorry about that, Jen.
No,
Just to store all that bacon, one bag of bacon is taking you like 3 minutes. It's going to take you 15 minutes to store that whole pound of bacon in like 4 separate bags and make them all perfect. Just cook them all at once. 75% full. Look at this. This is dumb. This is stupid.
And you can pull out for us just what you need. If you want a little bacon in your soup.
It's stupid.
That's a good one.
This girl's got some OCD
Available
problems.
for half off.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're so good at your job, right? You're so bad at it.
Nice.
All right, let's talk about smoothies. I
Okay.
prep my smoothies for the week all at one fell swoop. All right, so you're gonna put everything.
This
in.
is
You
all
can
wrong.
even
Do the
put in
opposite.
Your protein powder, your oats, everything goes into the bag.
This is
The
great.
one tip I would
That's
use
genius.
is I portion it out in my smoothie cup so that I'm sure that when I pour it back in, it's just the right amount. Keep it in your freezer,
Right.
pop it back in, then you just put in your liquids or your ice, whatever you need. Done. It's so much easier than doing it every day. And freezing gets a bad rap. It is actually just as healthy. It also is going to preserve nutrients. So even though it looks a little crazy right now, it's still just as good for you.
It looks quite nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
I have a big deep freezer in my basement, and it's, I know, right? It's such a cool freezer. Tons
Freezer
and tons of
flex.
meat. Tons of meat in there, but the problem is I never know what it is. Like, what's in there? I don't even remember.
who
So you
knows what's
open
in
it
there?
up, you search, and then you've
I'll
changed
bet
the
it's
count.
elk.
Ew, no, I don't want elk. That's gross.
We did have a whole elk.
So instead, dry erase marker, write what you have. We have lots of elk. Gross. So you're going to write everything that you have in there, how many pounds, the date you put it in, and then you know exactly what you have in there.
Yeah.
Super simple,
Right.
right?
So we're going to come back more
Dairy.
freezer hacks after this dairy-free ice cream.
Well, you can freeze dairy and dairy-free.
We'll be right back with Monica.
If you would like to know more about anything you see on live, log on to our website at kellyryan.com.
Doug.
Hey, man. Nice face. Clearly, you're a safe driver. You could save hundreds.
Money for more people, period. Results matter. Go to 22.
Okay, Monica, back with freezing food tips. I smell scallions.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some foods that probably surprise you that you didn't know you could freeze, okay?
Okay.
Avocados. One of the first things, it's ripe and then it's not ripe. As soon as it's ripe, toss it in the freezer whole, okay? All you have to do to defrost it, put it under some warm water under the sink, couple
And
seconds,
it's still green.
peels off. It's perfect every time. Mind blown.
Wow.
There
That
should be
one
no
I'm using.
guacamole shortage. for
Right?
Super Bowl.
Right?
That's smart.
Okay, tomatoes, whole tomatoes can be frozen. If you grew them in your garden, pop them in the freezer, works great. I wouldn't recommend slicing it for a sandwich, but soup, sauces, anything you're cooking, perfect.
I was telling Jenny about my corn. You can do
Your
corn.
corn,
as well?
yes. So fresh corn, cut it off the cob, put it in. One trick that I really love, so you can do a lot of herbs and spices. Cutting up scallions, put them into an empty Parmesan cheese container.
Okay.
They freeze individually, and then you can just shake a little bit out if you're doing eggs or an omelet. They're just like a really easy grab and go.
So fresh.
So fresh.
delicious.
And these get a little weepy in the fridge, and they're never exact. Oh, look at you and your knife skills.
I just figured I'd chop for you.
So good, so good. Cheese, milk, there's a lot of other things that we can freeze. We'll put all of them on the website, okay?
Wow.
Bananas, Ryan, I think you freeze bananas,
I
right?
eat them like popsicles.
Okay. Oh, wait, you freeze them and then just eat them cold? Nice. A
So
lot
it's
of
actually, I tricked myself into thinking it's ice cream.
I like not ice
No
cream.
chocolate,
not
nothing. Nothing on top.
No, just like that.
All right, couple tips for this. You can slice them, and if you're going to, put them on some parchment paper, stick them in the freezer, let them kind of initially freeze, so that way when you put them in a bag, they're not going to stick to each other. So you want to like freeze them. You also, if you're going to do banana bread, peel them first. That's the thing. You don't want to have to deal with sludgy
I've made that
bananas
mistake.
afterwards.
Yes.
So peel them
No.
first. Okay, I'm a mom of 4 kids. This saved me during the peanut butter and jelly eating years. Making lunches. We would make all the sandwiches for 2 weeks at once.
For 2 weeks at once?
2 weeks at once, and then freeze them.
Whoa.
So here's the little hack, though.
Okay.
Goes peanut butter on both sides, then jelly in the middle, and don't over jelly. If you see that one, Ryan, too much jelly there. That's not going to work.
Try?
You can
Okay, so
absolutely
wait,
try.
come on, do a segment on this stuff?
I did remember the blender didn't turn on. It was nowhere near this level of perfection.
And you could even do a taste test. One of those over there was frozen, and one of those was not, and you would not be able to tell the difference. Right there to your left. One side frozen, one side not frozen. No, of the sandwich, you goof.
Oh. Watching.
We don't put our peanut butter in the freezer.
No,
That's
I
what
can't tell the
Moyaka
difference.
did.
I
I can't
touched
even
them
tell the
both.
difference. All right.
All right, well, she
So
does
that
that.
one's
What else?
great. While you do that, let's talk about ice cream.
That's all you're
'cause I
getting.
do eat
That's
ice
all you're
cream.
getting, Ryan.
If you eat ice cream, once you
Oh, I love
scoop
it.
some out, you can end up with like the little crystals on it. Parchment paper is your freezer's best friend.
So you'll get that freezer
Little
burn.
bit of parchment paper, then your lid makes a world of a difference. It's going to taste much more fresh. Also,
Jason will use this tip.
don't put it on the door because the door opens and closes as the temperature changes. That's what gets that crystalline to it. Put it back further in your freezer.
Okay.
And have the best ice cream every time. All right, and this one you will really appreciate. So you go away on vacation. How do you know you didn't lose power and that your food's gone bad? What you should do is have a ceramic mug in your fridge. Stick a coin on top of it. If when you come home your coin is dropped down, it means you've lost power and your food has not been preserved and it isn't frozen. So that would help your elk situation.
Yeah, Jason would go crazy with that.
These are getting a lot of play today. These are getting a lot of play.
But clean this before the show tomorrow morning.
Please buy these cups.
Ryan up this one tomorrow with the coins.
KellyandRyan.com for all of these great tips. We'll be right back. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Here's your
All
sound.
these terrible tips.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by.
We see what you would do for a Klondike, so we're raising the bar. Now we want to see what your hometown would do for a Klondike. So get together and go for the bar, sandwich, or cone. Go for the glory. What you do for a Klondike. Cats want taste.
Jesus.
Quickly, the inbox.
Okay.
Jenny, what'd you find?
So we have from Nora Carey. She looked up and saw these ads on the Disney bus on her way to the Animal Kingdom. Ryan and Ryan.
On the Disney bus.
Yeah.
Look at that advertising, huh? That's oversaturation. That's what that is. All right, Dale Menks from, let's see, it doesn't say where he's from, but he says, our waiter in Paris, October 2022. We thought he looked like you, Ryan. Guy in middle. Oh, I will.
He's got some Ryan vibes.
He's got my hair, and he's got my look as well. Thank you very much.
You have to grow some facial hair when I would say dye it gray, but something tells me your facial hair will be gray if you dye it out.
Where he's from, but he says, our waiter in Paris, October 2022. We thought he looked like you, Ryan. Guy in middle. Oh, I will.
He's got some Ryan vibes.
He's
Well,
got
look
my
at your
hair, and he's got my look.
Ryan's hair, look at it. It goes to his right side, our left. Like that, northwest. Right? The other guy you're going to see, he combs it northeast.
In
See?
middle.
Northeast, towards his left side, our right. It's opposite direction, opposite pattern of the hair combing and the facial hair. Maybe. They both got ugly noses, so.
Our waiter in Paris, October 2022. We thought he looked like you, Ryan. Guy in middle. Oh, I will.
He's got some Ryan vibes.
He's got my hair, and he's got my look as well. Thank you very much. Let's see. Gabriel Ortiz, longtime fainer, just want to say to Gelman, way to go, letting Jenny Mollen co-host. What a contender. Well done. Thank you very much. A contender? She's a contender. What? All right, what a contender.
I'm a contender for the back of the I'm coming for you, Ryan.
Thanks for watching today. Tomorrow, Emma Thompson's here.
And Mel B as well.
Also, Ralph Macchio.
Performance by Train.
And Kelly Ripa's back with you too.
Nope, here we go again.
And co-host, what a contender. Well done. Thank you very much. A contender? She's a contender. What? All right, what a contender.
I'm a contender for the back of the I'm coming for you, Ryan.
Thanks for watching today. Tomorrow, Emma Thompson's here.
And Mel B as well.
Also, Ralph Macchio.
Performance by Train.
And Kelly Ripa's back with you too.
Imagine being pregnant and finding out you have cancer. I'm Robin, and this is.
Imagine being pregnant and finding out that you have a penis. How did this happen? Did I rape myself? Thank you to the Northwestern Medical Facilities for explaining how I got pregnant. Turns out it was a doctor.
The View starts live right now. Rob Lowe is live to talk about why he and his son are both unstable on Netflix. Plus, an all-new Oprah Daily edition of View Your Deal. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Anna Navarro, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin. Now, let's get things started.
This is for my girls. It's for the girls. For the girls.
Mikey's leaving to shoot a movie.
Yeah, it's big loss. I will tell you, these are terrible. All right, you guys. That's it. All right, guys. That's it. Just worst advice I've ever fucking seen. Did I really delete this? Anyways, that's episode 148 of Kelly and Ryan. Ryan Seacrest, Kelly's off. She's probably getting her hairs done, and she's getting like a bunch of blood transfusions and dymabrasion and a little Botox, and she probably plumps up and looks terrible. So this is where she goes. She needs this time to get all of her plastic surgery swelling down. So then she comes back and says, "Hey, I went and hung out with my kids," when she was really like in a hospital bed with like all these tubes and stuff. So put your comments below. Watch the show. Let me know what you think of any segments, especially what you think about her tips being bad with the freezing the food and the smoothie and the bacon. Tell me if you like in the comment section her ideas, her tips, or my tips better. All right. And make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like this. And if you want to dislike it too, because you know what? Hatred is better than no attention. My grandfather used to say that. All right, you guys. Kelly Consuelo signing off. Until next time, remember, I love you. Except for Mark.